Yeah, you already know. Turn it up, lean back, feel the breeze. Late night truths drifting through the trees. It's for the culture, by the culture. Braylon Lee's got the soul to show ya. Breaking it down, lifting it higher. Feel the rhythm, spark the fire. Headlines flip with a soulful twist. Behind the scenes where the magic sits. It's the heartbeat of the now and the then, where the story starts and never ends. Tune in, lean and feel the groove. Every moment, a vibe you can't lose. It's for the culture, by the culture. Braylon Lee's got the soul to show ya. Breaking it down, lifting it higher. Feel the rhythm, spark the fire.
Well, hello. You, and you. Welcome into another edition of Braylon's Virtual Tour Live. We are live on tour. Glad to have all of you here in the building with me. We got a whole lot to talk about and a whole lot to get through because the Department of Jackhammering has approved the Paramount Bros Discovery Media Company merger, but it is not a done deal yet. But because the Department of Jackhammering has approved it, we are going to talk about, is there synergy here or not? And in addition to that, got some other things I want to say too. So let's get to it because higher is waiting, low is available. But either way, we gotta go on to it. Yes, indeed, we do. Let me take down this iconic intro here. Yes, indeed. You see that virtual tour background? Yes, you do. You hear that virtual tour music? Yes, you do. And then there is me. Hey, everybody, welcome in. Glad to have you here. Rather, first of all, to the LAPD officer that deleted a dog off of the face of the earth, a very cute gray poodle, may you get 7 across the ass. To the highest levels that can happen to you. Of the same fashion you did the dog, may you get 7 across the ass of the same fashion back to you. You have to be broken, decrepit, and you have to be thirsty toxicity and its supporters to do that to a dog. Sincerely, what the fuck is wrong with you? With that being said, congratulations to the Obamas on opening their presidential center today. I got to see a little bit of the dedication and everything in between. I'm seeing all the interviews, and it is a good thing that we have something to celebrate. Amen. In Jesus' name, rather. Yes. Amen. So, with that being said, we are here to talk about Paramount and Warner Brothers Discovery because, oh my God, to have a company that was $90 billion in debt, they're going to try to reduce it down to $42 billion. I don't know. You know, Phil asked me if I have an opinion on it. Of course I do, because you guys know we cover media coverage over here all the time. And by the way, you guys saw the thumbnail for 8:30 with Alltel and Alltel Wireless. So stay tuned for that one. Because the way I'm going to honor Alltel, this should make my hometown, Little Rock, Arkansas, very, very excited, proud, and bursting with joy on how I'm going to bring back Alltel. And believe me, you're not going to believe how I did it. So let's get to the news of the day here. Yes, indeed, here. All right. I couldn't believe that you would delete a dog off the face of the earth. My God. I need the Knicks fans to disrespectfully handle that officer. 7 across the ass. All right, here we go. Let's get to it here. So here we go. From rollingout.com, celebrating 25 years on to the next 25. Could Paramount's $110 billion deal, guys, it's deal, not feel, could still fall apart this summer. Federal approval granted the $110 billion merger, but the finish line isn't quite in sight. The Department of Jackhammering greenlights a media behemoth. Behemoth is in the eye of the beholder. The U.S. Department of Jackhammering delivered a significant victory to Paramount Skydance on Friday, clearing its proposed $110 billion acquisition of Warner Bros. Discovery of federal antitrust concerns, a milestone that brings two of Hollywood's most storied entertainment giants, one critics, closer to becoming one. In its formal determination, the Justice Department, or the Jackhammering Department, rather, to put it respectfully, concluded that its investigation found no credible evidence the transaction would harm competition or disadvantage American consumers. It was the kind of regulatory green light that companies of this scale rarely receive without a fight, and for Paramount, it arrived with meaningful momentum behind it. A Paramount spokesperson characterized the ruling as validation of the deal's underlying logic, arguing that combining both companies would produce a stronger, more competitive enterprise capable of holding its own against the technology platforms that have steadily reshaped the media landscape. The spokesperson pointed to intensifying competition for audiences, talent, and investment as evidence that the merger is a consolidation play so much as a survival strategy. Well, Paramount stands to gain the proposed deal, which Paramount officially launched in late February with an offer of $31 per share for all of Warner Bros. Discovery's assets, is sweeping in scope. The acquisition would bring CNN, TBS, the Warner Brothers Film Studio, and the streaming platform HBO Max under the Paramount Skydance umbrella, a portfolio that would position the combined company as a formidable player in both the linear TV and the streaming wars. Now, I do want to say this. Larry Ellison and David Ellison, great Warner Brothers Discovery in order to get this for Paramount. Just know that. They did a very hostile bid for this. And here's the thing, right? I remember when we covered, I think it was when David Ellison was talking about reviving MTV. He was talking to the music industry about it. They said in the article that I read that they were not going to try to invest into any new programming. They were going to invest in the digital platforms. Give me one moment. Give me one moment here. MTV. Let's see here. Where is it here? Because we did talk about this. We did. Let me do this. Let me ask. Summarize. Only invest let's see here, because there was a part of the article. Go back. Let's see. Because there was a particular line. right here. Right here. It says right here, its cable business is particularly challenging. Executives intend to revive the networks without increasing spending on them. People familiar with the plan said among the options Paramount is discussing, those people said increasing the cable network's digital presence. So you see that says that, right? Executives intend to revive the networks without increasing spending on them. Executives intend to revive the networks without increasing spending on them. So you mean to tell me that you're going to try to bring in another company and you're not going to invest money into the networks you already have? So you're going to buy another company not to invest in those. So they're going to be dormant networks, essentially, lame duck networks. I mean, you might as well make them honey baked hams and put them up for sale at that point. Just keeping it a buck. But hey, listen, I'm just a black man talking on YouTube. Let's continue on. And hey, one person, welcome in. Glad to have you here. Yes, indeed. A portfolio that will position the combined company as a formidable player in both linear TV and the streaming wars. The offer upended a competing arrangement with Netflix, which has been in discussions to acquire Warner Bros. Discovery streaming and film assets. Paramount's intervention reordered the entire negotiation, ultimately landing the companies here at the threshold of federal approval that few expected to come so cleanly. Paramount stock climbed roughly 3% in after hours trading following the news. The September clock is ticking. Despite the federal clearance, based on racist nepotism, bigoted nepotism, sexist nepotism, trying to delete the First Amendment nepotism, and doing what you want to do for your color and embracing everybody else socially, of course. Now, that is different, right? Now, I know what you're going to say. That's racism. Trying to erase ideology that you can have your own mind, that is also that can also be a part of having a nepotism mindset of, no, we are only going to accept our mindsets. So being exclusive or having it excluding ideology can also be a bad factor here. The road to closing remains uneven. Paramount CEO David Ellison has been candid with investors about the timeline staying during the company's April earnings. Y'all had an earnings call, even though y'all company has $90 billion worth of debt. Oh my, trying to reduce it down to $42 billion, but it's still with a B. The debt is still up in the billions with capital B on it. Okay. Call that the deal is on track to close by September. That deadline carries financial consequences. A so-called ticking fee built into the merger agreement kicks in after that date, making the transaction progressively expensive the longer it drags on. Warner Bros. Discovery shareholders have already voted to approve the deal, removing one significant variable from the equation, but the others remain. State and international scrutiny linger. The federal green light does not foreclose legal challenges from state attorneys general. California Attorney General Rob Bonita's office confirmed Friday that the deal remains under active investigation by the California Department of Justice, signaling that the path forward is not without its obstacles. Internationally, the picture is similarly unresolved. The European Union's regulatory arm began its formal review of the merger earlier this week, saying a July 14th deadline for its assessment, a window that compresses the timeline considerably given by Paramount's September target. The Australian Competition and Consumer Commission, by contrast, has already cleared the transaction. A new era for legacy media. What makes the Paramount Warner Bros. Discovery merger so consequential is less about the assets themselves and more about what their combination signals for the industry. Legacy media companies have spent years grappling with declining cable revenues. You know, I've rebranded cable networks on this damn channel. Like, literally the last time that I did it, I rebranded Nickelodeon and Cartoon Network. Give me a moment. Just give me a moment, because I just can't. I can't do this. The reason why cable networks are on a decline is because you're not providing anything that is worth watching. Okay? All right? Give me a moment. I'm going to show you what I did. I'm going to show you what I did here. Give me a moment. Where is it? Okay. So I want y'all to see these. Okay. So I did Nickelodeon and Cartoon Network, right? Because there was an article from Core Cutters News .com saying that that Warner Bros. Discovery could sell Nickelodeon or Cartoon Network or sell both, right? So let me just show you what I did here with Nickelodeon. Here we go. Here we go.
Sick of living in a big
I'll play it again.
grown-up world? It is time to turn up the welcome to Nickelodeon, your world on your level. Now let us joyflify the fun.
Okay, one more time.
Sick of living in a big grown-up world? It is time to turn up the welcome to Nickelodeon, your world on your level. Now let us joyflify the fun.
One more time for the one more time.
Sick of living in a big grown-up world? It is time to turn up the welcome to Nickelodeon, your world on your level. Now let us joyflify the fun.
Now you're probably wondering, Bray, how did you come up with that? Well, the adults get information on their level, so why not kids? And why not amplify the joy of what it is to be a kid? Very simple. Now, Cartoon Network, a little bit different, right? Just a little bit different. And when I was trying to think of what to do with Cartoon Network, I was like, what is the one word in Cartoon Network? CART, C-A-R-T. CART stands for Creating Adventures and Rallying Everyone Together. So check out this commercial right here. Okay, here we go. Excuse me, sorry, y'all.
Are you ready for that cart energy? Unleash your wildest imagination. It's time to rally the whole crew together. Cartoon Network. We are about that cart energy.
Two more times.
Are you ready for that cart energy? Unleash your wildest imagination. It's time to rally the whole crew together. Cartoon Network. We are about that cart energy.
One more time for the one more time.
Are you ready for that cart energy? Unleash your wildest imagination. It's time to rally the whole crew together. Cartoon Network. We are about that cart energy.
See, you actually feel something from those. All these networks need is a brand strategist to sit down and go through each network to see if there can be a new identity. Give him a moment, y'all. I'm frozen. There we go. All these networks needs is a couple brand strategists to sit down and see what each network can bring to the world of media, culture, entertainment, and give them a direction that people can not only have the how can I put it? Because I always say the two things that determine companies' rise or demise is the availability and accessibility of the brand. You need to be able to figure out how these networks can have a brand that can not only be available for everybody to understand, but you also make different ways for people to access that brand. That's all you got to do. But let's go back to what this says here from this Wall Street Journal article here. It says right here, executives intend to revive the networks without increasing spending on them. People familiar with the plan said. Among the options Paramount is discussing, those people said increase the cable network's digital presence. Here's the thing, right? You cannot have a digital presence if there's nothing on TV that's bringing them in. You already, for example, with MTV, they deleted the entire archive of MTV News. Exactly. So what are you going to do now? Can't do nothing with that. I've been saying that MTV needs to change from music television to movement television to be more of a general entertainment pop culture media brand. Just keep it a buck. Ciao. Let's listen. Let's keep listening to this article, rather. What makes the Paramount Warner Bros. Discovery merger so consequential is less about the ads themselves and more about what the combination signals for the industry. Legacy media companies have spent years grappling with declining cable revenues, the fragmentation of audiences across streaming platforms, and the rising influence of technology companies and in the content economy. By joining forces, Paramount and Warner Bros. Discovery are betting that scale is the answer, that a larger, more diversified entity can negotiate from a position of strength in a marketplace where rules are being rewritten in real time. For now, the Department of Justice, or rather the Department of Jackhammering, has indicated that it agrees the bet is worth taking. Whether California, Europe, and the calendar cooperate is the next chapter. Shout out to CNBC. So let's look at the brands here. Okay, so you got 5, you got BT, you got CBS, you got CBS News, MTV, you have Comedy Central, you have Country Music Television, you got CBS Sports, you have 10, that's overseas network, you got Nickelodeon, you got Paramount Plus, you have the Paramount Network, which used to be Spike TV, you have Pop TV, which is just basically a dormant channel, or dormant network, rather. You got Pluto TV, Sports Entertainment, Paramount Pictures, that's a movie studio, Showtime, which they folded into Paramount Plus. And can I be real with you? More people probably watch HBO Max than Paramount Plus. Like I said, you got Survivor, Big Brother, The Amazing Race. You got Beyond the Gate. So you have some hits, but it's not in the people's lexicon like that. Skydance Animation, Skydance Games, the Smithsonian Channel, and TV Land, right? And then you have Warner Brothers Discovery here. So you have HBO. You have Warner Bros., you have HGTV, you have Discovery Now. For those of you who don't know, if Netflix would have got it, right now, one of the people at Netflix said that we are not going to work with theatrical actors, even though Netflix has won Oscars. So make that make sense, right? But what would have happened if that deal went through was Warner Brothers, the streaming and film part of Warner Brothers went over there, and then the cable networks would have been Discovery Global, just like Versant is the cable spinoff of NBC Universal, right? So you have Discovery Plus, CNN, TBS Food Network, TNT, Warner for Network Investigation, Discovery, TLC, DC, Warner Bros. Television Group, which also includes Telepictures, the syndication arm of Warner Brothers, and also too you have Warner Horizon Television, Warner Bros. Picture, TNT Sports, Eurosport, Magnolia Network, Cooking Channel, Warner Bros. Games, Animal Planet, Adult Swim, HLN, Cartoon Network, Harger, HGTV, the Travel Channel, which is basically a ghost network now, which is a damn shame. Golf Digest, Discovery Turbo, New Line Cinema, 150, Warner Brothers Animation, Cartoon, Quest Red, Science Channel, TVN, Cinemax, True TV, Discovery Espanol, American Heroes Channel, Asian Food Network, Bleacher Report, Destination America, Turner Classic Movies, Discovery Family, Boomerang, BMAX, Real Time Gallo, Frisbee K2, Free, Nove, 9, Familia, Discovery Space, Tabati Channel, Discovery Life, Pogo, Mondo TV, Tooncast, CNN Espanol, Warner TV, and Boing. So, one of the things that I said I was going to do, right, because we're talking about different platforms and stuff, I was going to let you guys know where I was in the BT next gen competition, right? So I wanted to just have a day to myself with it. And I said I was going to let y'all know regardless of what happens. So here it is here. And I want you to see it straight from me. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Hello, thank you for your interest in BT Next Gen and for taking the time to apply for the 2026 cohort. We are incredibly inspired by the passion, creativity, and ambition reflected throughout this year's applicant pool. That's a huge clue. This year's applicant pool, which means they could be doing this again, potentially. Following a highly competitive selection process that attracted thousands of applications from emerging leaders across the country, your application was not selected. Not selected for the 2026 BET Next Gen cohort. While your application was not selected for this year's cohort, we want you to know that your interest, ambition, and entertainment and commitment to pursue a career in media and entertainment did not go unnoticed. We sincerely appreciate your interest in BET and the time and effort invested in your application. We encourage you to stay connected with BET and apply for future opportunities as they become available. Thank you again for your interest in BET Next Gen, and we wish you continued success in your academic and professional journey. Best BET Next Gen team. So, when I saw this, it came in as a notification. I'm like, you know what I mean? Because obviously I wanted to be a part of it, but of course I got denied. But just because you got denied doesn't mean that your dream has been delayed. So congratulations to everybody who's a part of the BET Next Gen program. And like they said, this year's applicant pool, that is a huge clue to me that BET could be doing this again. And you know what? I gotta tell you something. I really am proud of the application that I put in, because I gave them all of Braylon. I let them know, hey, I really do love BET. I think that BET needs to be around. As you can see, what is going on in the world. And honestly, it would have been amazing to be a BET correspondent covering the dedication ceremony of the Obama Presidential Center live on BET. Would have been amazing today had I been hired on by BET. But nonetheless, it is all good in the neighborhood. But I said I was going to tell y'all my update. I forgot to do it this morning because we were just in the flow of Bose and Bose Studios and what could be of that. And by the way, like I said tonight, 8:30, Alltel, we're talking about it. Wait till you see how I'm going to bring back Alltel. You're going to be like, what? And what? I promise you. So, with that being said, right, we know that BET was up for sale at one point in time. We do know that. It was, I believe it was P. Diddy before he got found out for the piece of shit he is. Then it was Tyler Perry, it was Byron Allen, it was 50 Cent, it was King Barris, it was Shaq as well. It was Group Black. We didn't really hear any females putting in their bid for BET, but BET was up for sale at one point in time, and that also would have included VH1. Now, for those of you who are saying, well, VH1 is under MTV control, that was true back in the day. But VH1 moved from MTV control to BET control many, many years ago. But also, too, that would include the sister networks of BET Her, BET Soul, BET Gospel. And in addition to that, that would have included BET Studios. Now, personally, I believe to sweeten the deal that they should have added the Paramount Studios backlot and rebranded that to BET Studios. But of course, that is a very historic location, and Paramount Studios is very important to the future of Paramount Skydance, now known as Parabros Discovery Media Company. That's not their name. I'm just being Braylon, okay? So with the fact that we do know that some networks like BET, Cartoon Network, and Nickelodeon were up for sale, I made it do what it do. So let's look at this here. And honestly, and let me say this too. I think one thing that these networks can do, the way that NBC, hey, two people, welcome in. The way that NBC Universal did the launch of Scripted Accelerator, put out the call of, hey, we are going to do a network unscripted accelerator. And we are looking for content creators that can have the mindset to help us rebrand the network. Do that. That would be amazing. Now, this will be different than the launch of Scripted Accelerator, where 5 content creators won a $20,000 development deal. The content creators that would get into this incubator would be working on rebranding that particular network. So let's just say, for example, that Warner Bros. Discovery said, hey, we're trying to rebrand the Oprah Winfrey Network, and we're looking for content creators that have a good mindset to join this team to help rebrand on. I think that is a very smart way that you can revive all these networks by bringing in content creators through a incubator of, oh, what's their mindset when it comes to programming? What's their mindset when it comes to graphic design? What's their mindset when it comes to, audio design? Should there be an anthem for the network? Should there be a ding? Should there be a sound for the network? How do commercials work? How do the transitions for the network work? Audience research, things like that. I think that would be extremely helpful for Paramount and Warner Bros. Discovery, right? So let's continue on here. If a combined Paramount and Warner Bros. Discovery were created, the biggest question would not be content. It would be whether management can simplify the portfolio fast enough to pay down debt, build and build a sustainable business. Networks that directly overlap: CBS, TBS, General Entertainment, Comedy Central, Adult Swim, Comedy, Nickelodeon, Cartoon Network, Kids and Family, CBS News, CNN News, MTV, TNT, younger audiences, Paramount Plus, and HBO Max premium streaming. Now, I'm going to say this. Warner Bros. Discovery will definitely keep Paramount, Skydance, Warner Bros. Discovery will definitely keep CBS. They will definitely keep that. If anything, I think what will end up happening is all the shows that can't go to CBS will go into TBS. I think that's what will happen with that. Adult Swim is not really a network. It's more of a programming block on Cartoon Network. But I do think that Comedy Central does have some more prestige there than Adult Swim. I think Adult Swim is more for the millennials and some Gen Z. Some Gen Z watch Adult Swim, but really it's for the 90s kids, right? Nickelodeon, Cartoon Network, we talked about that already. I think if both of these networks, if Warner Bros. Discovery, Paramount, Skydance was trying to figure out which network to sell, I think they would probably sell Cartoon Network before Nickelodeon because of that prestige at Nickelodeon. My God, they would be stupid to sell Nickelodeon. I already told you who I think would get the net. I already told you who I believe would try to buy Nickelodeon. I think NBC would try to buy Nickelodeon because Nickelodeon and NBC already have a great partnership with theme parks. So, by the way, shout out to the Universal Kids Resort that just opened up as well. Or we should be open up now or next month. CBS News versus CNN. I think they're going to try to manage both. I think Kara Fisher says as soon as this happens, she is getting off the CNN ship immediately. And by the way, did I mention all of Hollywood is not here for it? Nobody in Hollywood is here for this deal. When David Slasloff said we have the hottest deal in Hollywood, the employees were just beside themselves. Like, they were gutted. You have MTV and TNT. I think that they will probably keep MTV. TNT, I think, could probably get sold to some other entity, I think, trying to beef up their platform. So maybe TNT could go to the Stars Network and build up Stars for sure. So I think that will definitely be a power play there. Paramount, HBO Max, I think personally, you keep HBO Max and Paramount Plus separate. I'm going to tell you why. HBO Max is connected to HBO. HBO has no FCC regulation. And so those HBO shows need a platform to go to. And I think that Paramount is more of a legacy media streaming platform, while HBO Max is more of a free reign platform. That's just my take on all of these networks here. Networks that are unique and complementary: CBS, BET, Nickelodeon, MTV, Comedy Central, CBS Sports Network, and Blue TV. Those are Paramount strengths. Warner Bros. Discovery strengths: CNN, Discovery Channel, HGTV, Food Network, TLC, Investigation Discovery, Adult Swim, Turner Classic Movies. Now, it's interesting that in this, you see Paramount strengths has BET. You don't see the Oprah Winfrey Network as a Warner Bros. Discovery strength. That's interesting. These are actually complementary rather than duplicative. Warner Bros. Discovery dominates home, lifestyle, home, food, and nonfiction. Paramount dominates broadcast, youth culture, and black audiences. Networks I would keep: Tier 1, Core assets must keep CBS, CNN, Nickelodeon, BET, Comedy Central, Cartoon Network, Adult Swim, Food Network, HGTV, Comedy Central, TNT, and CBS Sports Network. Like I said, I think if they really want to figure out what to sell, I think they'll probably sell Cartoon Network. I do believe they will sell Cartoon Network. I think Cartoon Network would definitely, the best move for them would probably be Sony because they have PlayStation, right? And not to mention too, Sony will get to have a young audience over there. Plus all that they got Crunchyroll over there, so that'll be very easy for them. I think BET, they're going to try to hold on to it for as long as they can, but I think eventually they will sell BET. Because when you think about us in the Black community, right, and when it comes to Black media, the first thing that gets cut is anything that is of minorities and Black culture, right? So let me put up this overlay here. Give me a moment. So as we can see here, the state of Black media is Disney has no Black network. NBC Universal, no Black network, but Black people do watch Bravo. Heavy. They do watch Bravo. Heavy. Warner Bros. Discovery has the Oprah Winfrey Network. Fox has Fox Soul. Nexstar Media Group Incorporated has no Black network. And Paramount has BET Black Entertainment Television. Now, you all remember when I did that live stream, which was a state of emergency Black media town hall, where I said you cannot have two Black networks, can you? And I said one of four things could happen with these two Black networks. One, they could keep both Black networks because if you think about, I think that the Oprah Winfrey Network skews to an older audience, right? Because of the Oprah Winfrey Show and that audience and how they've matured with Oprah over the years. And BET, while it's still for the uncles and the aunties, you know, young people did grow up on BET, so it skews younger, right? So I can see definitely both of those networks staying. I can also see the Oprah Winfrey Network folding into BET and their content, just like BET Plus folded into Paramount Plus. I think both networks could be sold or they could get rid of both networks. Those are the four options. Out of all of these networks, I think if they have smart people over there, which we know that they don't have smart people over there, I think that they should keep both networks and do that strategy that I just said, that the Old Boyfriend Network skewers older and BET skewers younger. And then let's not forget about VH1, right? So VH1 should be the Jet magazine of BET, while BET is for the established Black artists. So I think that's the best strategy. And if both networks get sold, I think that BET coming over to, you know, Disney and combined with Freeform, I think probably the best bet for BET, because Disney has been a Black network for a while. I think, you know, Stephen A. Smith would definitely be here for it. Robin Roberts, Michael Strahan, many others would be here for it. You know, of course, if you think about as well with BET and BET combined with Stars, it would give Stars a very, very big boost as well, right? So, and also too, in a wild card, I think that because y'all remember that before it was the CW, right? And before it was the WB, there was a network called UPN, turn it up, I think that BET and the CW combining and making that the network for Black and minorities, I think that would be a definite wild card, but I think it would be a welcomed wild card for sure. So those are my takes on the state of Black media there. So yeah, and then, you know, if the Oprah Winfrey Network did get sold, right? You're probably thinking, okay, where could they go? Where could they go? Where could they go? Now, of course, you could say, well, Ray, couldn't Oprah go to ABC? She has, she was on ABC stations for a long time with the Oprah Winfrey Show. And she did, Wrinkle in Time, and she's done, things with Disney in the past, and that is very true. But I think NBC will gladly welcome Oprah. I mean, it's Oprah Winfrey, okay? She still has that Oprah magic, okay? And to have the Oprah Winfrey in the NBC Universal arsenal, I think would be great, because think about it, you have Bravo, and then you have the Oprah Winfrey Network. Like, black people be watching NBC, now more than ever. But that's my take on everything as it comes to that. So let me do this and take this down. Hey, good to see y'all. So let's keep going here. And like I said, TNT could definitely be a power player for sure. Everything else I think will probably just stay. By the way, these are the strongest brands and provide the widest advertising reach. Tier 2, valuable but keep secondary if profitable. MTV, TLC, Investigation Discovery, Paramount Network, Smithsonian Channel, Turner Classic Movies. I think for the Smithsonian Channel, that is like National Geographic. That's like the Discovery Channel. So I don't think they'll get rid of that, because you have the Smithsonian museums, and the merchandising, and the live tours, and the travel division. So I don't think that would be gone. Turner Classic Movies, the cinephiles would be in an uproar with that. Investigation Discovery, they just came out with Big Girls 1, Escape in Paradise. I think Investigation Discovery is that true crime channel that's definitely in the billions and billions of capital. Not going anywhere. TLC, they just invested in 90 Day Fiance Con, so I don't think that'll be going anywhere. MTV, they definitely will keep, for sure. They just have to invest into it. I think the Paramount Network is in a weird spot, right? Because it was Spike. And Spike, for those of you who don't know, was a male-centered network, right? Before it became a general entertainment network with the slogan, the ones to watch. I think the Paramount Network is just in a very weird limbo state right now and doesn't know what to do with it. So I don't feel like they really need a Paramount Network. Just to be honest, I think that if they are smart, they will allow their sorry, I'm frozen again. Good Lord Jesus. Give it a moment. Jesus Christ. Okay, there we go. I'm back. Hi. But like I said, right, the Smithsonian Channel, they're not gonna get rid of that. That's their National Geographic, Discovery Channel, Turner Classic Movies. The cinephiles will be upset. Investigation Discovery, true crime is in the billions of dollars right now. TLC, that's not going anywhere. 90 Day Fiance and just everything over there. MTV, if they invested to it correctly, I think they'll keep that. Paramount Network, like I said, they're in a weird state of not knowing what the hell they want to be. So I do think that they could probably get rid of the Paramount Network. I do believe that. TV Land, that is, I'm not going to say it's a dormant channel. The Andy Griffith Show, those shows over there, Andy Griffith Show and many other former sitcoms and reruns. Reruns make a lot of money, right? Well, not as much money, because we saw how much people got paid during the SAG Astro strike, right? But TV Land does matter, because you do need a place for reruns. You absolutely do. Pop TV, I think you could sell. I think Pop TV doesn't do anything. They don't have any new programming. It's very dormant. It's a lame duck. Sincerely with that. So I think you could probably sell that very easily. Showtime, I think you should let go of Showtime, because y'all folded it into Paramount Plus, which it has not done anything for Paramount Plus at all. Like I said, people don't watch Paramount Plus like that. I think the best thing to do is for Showtime and Starz to combine, for sure. Country music television. I think they will keep that. That's the only network that really um, has a reach to the country music industry. And like I said, I don't even know what network would honestly accept them. Let me look at my media map real quick. Yeah, if CMT could be sold now, this is just a wild guess here. I feel like a country music label will probably buy it more than anything. I think. Um, I was also about to say maybe the Grand Opry maybe would buy it. I don't know. Let me see something. Where is my phone at? Where's my phone? My phone. My phone. Sorry, I'm trying to find my cell phone. Oh, there it is. I got it. Nope. Come here. I got you. All right, here we go. Okay, let's see here. What is the net worth of the Country Music Hall of Fame and the Grand Ole Opry? Okay, so the Opry is owned by Ryman Hospitality Properties in a joint partnership with NBC Universal. How about that? And Artios during this 2022 joint investment deal, the Opry Entertainment Group, which includes the Ryman Auditorium, WSN Rail, Old Red, was valued at roughly $1.4 billion. So, its parent company, Ryman Hospitality's carry overall corporate net worth of over $6.3 billion. So, if the Grand Ole Opry bought country music television, I think that'll probably be the best place for CMT to be sold if that was the case. Like I said, let's look at this here. With this, Boomerang, I think they folded that out. I think that Boomerang really could have been a pop culture 90s throwback channel. You have 90s content creators that they talk about the 90s as 90s inspired cartoons and game shows and everything else. When I did that live, I talked about Adult Swim being a network for the grown adults. I talked about Toonami being for anime and manga lovers and pop culture fans and everything else. But Boomerang, I feel like that could really be let me flip it, reverse and ride it back. Instead of Boomerang being for like 90s kids and stuff, because that's what Toonami would be, I feel like make Boomerang the platform for new animators trying to come into the animation industry. That would be your experimental animation television network. I think that's what you should do with that. True TV. I think True TV is supposed to turn to TNT Sports. I think True TV could be a force multiplier in the media landscape. Try to see what else here. Travel Channel. Travel Channel just needs the right partnership to bring the Travel Channel back to its glory days, because right now it's a damn ghost network, and there's only so many ghost stories you can tell. HLN, if I was wealthy, I would buy HLN the faculties, and I would definitely make that a pop culture entertainment news network, because there's not a entertainment news network on TV right now that does 24/7 entertainment news. But also too, y'all guys remember the Black News Channel, right? I would definitely make that a Black news network for sure. Hire Black and minority journalists. I would definitely do that. The Cooking Channel. So here's the thing: the Cooking Channel and Food Network, right? Out of both of those, I think I would keep the Food Network and sell the Cooking Channel. I'm just being honest with y'all. I'm calling it like I'm seeing it. Like I said, TBS, I think they will keep TBS. That will be a general entertainment network. So those are the networks that I see there. Magnolia, that's from Fixer Upper. That's pretty much another version of HGTV. essentially with lifestyle content. So, and it sounds like I'm being mean when I'm reducing these networks down, but because I study the industry all the time, I can just call like I see it. Networks I would sell or shut down: True TV, HLN, MTV2, MTV Classic, BET Gospel, BET Jams, BET Soul. That will also include BET Her Team, Nicktoons. Nicktoons, I would buy Nicktoons if I'm NBC. Definitely, because you already have some Nicktoons already over in the Universal Parks. Like I said, Logo, which is an LGBTQIA plus community channel. Flicks and the Movie channel, I think. Yeah, I would sell those as well. Teen Nick, I would probably bring over to NBC and let Gen Z run it, and then of course I would make Nickelodeon as well. Bring Nickelodeon Studios back to Universal Orlando Resort. Like I said, BET Gospel, BET Jams, BET Soul definitely could amplify. Could definitely amplify Stars, could amplify the CW to make that a black broadcast network, which would really be the only black broadcast network in all of existence. MTV2, MTV Classic, definitely could see those as force multipliers as well. Flicks and Movie Channel, I can see that being owned by probably more AMC or Cinemark than Regal, because Regal, I don't think they really have the energy to actually know what to do with, a network like that. Most of these have limited strategic value. 2026 lies you tell, and generate relatively little differentiation. Consolidation candidates, MTV and VH1 fold together under MTV. That's not going to happen because VH1's over at BET now. TNT and TBS One Entertainment Sports brand. I could see that, but I think that TNT definitely will probably try to do more sports and how do I put this? I think TBS will skew as a younger, unscripted reality network for millennials. For sure, I think TNT will be more sports, more documentaries, and more things that engage, 35 to 50. I think. Just more mature content, just like Stars, how they say we're all adults here. I think that'll be the strategy that TNT takes. Cartoon Network and Adult Swim keep both brands operate from one management structure. They already doing that now. What the new company will look like: News, CNN, and CBS News, Sports, CBS Sports, and TNT Sports, Kids, Nickelodeon, Cartoon Network. Let's see. Lifestyle, HGTV, Food Network, TLC, and Discovery. Entertainment, CBS, Comedy Central, MTV, BET, TNT. So you see that owners now on this list, right? I tried to tell y'all, but y'all didn't want to listen to Brandon Lee. Moving on. This creates a cleaner portfolio than either company has today. Debt question you mentioned combined debt $90 billion, goal after merger $42 billion. That means reducing debt by roughly $48 billion. That's extremely aggressive. For comparison, Warner Bros. Discovery has already taken major write-downs and restructuring actions. The reported merger rationale includes billions in synergies, but nowhere near enough to erase nearly $50 billion of debt quickly. To realistically reach $42 billion, they would likely need number one, major layoffs, which they have been doing, asset sales. They definitely will be doing more of that. Real estate sales. I think they sold the CBS Broadcast Center, sold CBS Studio City off as well. Network side investors, I think they will do that. Strong premium profits. They gotta invest in content, which, let's go back to that Wall Street Journal article that says, and I quote, executives intend to revive the networks without increasing spending on them. Networks intend to revive the networks without increasing spending on them. The networks intend to revive the networks without increasing spending on them. So if you don't do that, you're not going to have a digital audience. And if you don't have a digital audience to fuel the culture of what's going on, if you don't provide anything interesting for people to have a portal to see what's going on so that way they can engage in the community afterwards, then you're dead on arrival. I'm just calling it like I see it. And then several years of disciplined debt repayment. Is there enough synergy, cultural synergy? 9 out of 10. HBO Showtime, Nickelodeon Cartoon Network, CBS, CNN, BET Adult Swim, MTV, Warner adjacent music programming, TNT Sports, and CBS Sports. Huge content opportunities, advertising synergy, 10 out of 10. Advertisers can buy news, sports, kids, black audiences, home and lifestyle, food, and prestige drama, all from one company. Streaming synergy, a combined Max Paramount service. Paramount Plus service would instantly become one of the deepest libraries in the world with HBO, CBS, Showtime, Nickelodeon, Cartoon Network, BET, Discovery, Food Network, CNN, and Warner Brothers franchises. Final assessment. Of course, content strength 10 out of 10, advertising strength 10 out of 10, brand portfolio 9 out of 10, debt burden 3 out of 10, execution risk 4 out of 10. If leadership aggressively sells smart cable networks and focuses on a unified streaming platform, it could become the second strongest traditional media company behind the Walt Disney Company. If leadership tries to keep every channel, execute every executive layer, and every legacy structure, it risks becoming a slow-moving cable conglomerate carrying too much debt. The difference between a thriving company and lame duck will watch it come down whether management is willing to cut 20-30% of the network portfolio and use those savings to accelerate streaming and debt reduction. So that is that there. Now, with all that being said, there is something very big happening in Los Angeles that I want to get to here, everybody. From Variety.com, Hollywood's mass exodus, why film and TV production is fleeing LA, and what can be done about it. Shout out to Gene Matos from Variety here. That is the new revival of Baywatch and Shay Mitchell. Okay, I see you, Shay. I see you. Can we get some BBW lifeguards? I'm just saying. You know, I know the ladies like the six packs and everything, but the rest of us men like to see something that we actually like to hold on to. Please and thank you, respectfully. Baywatch was a staple of low-budget first-run syndication in the 1990s, as natural to Los Angeles as David Hasselhoff's chest hair, and as defining of the city in the era as the O.J. Trial and the Sunset Strip. By the time it ended its run in 1999, it had come too costly to produce a profit, but the show's red trunks and swimsuits returned to LA. Lifeguard towers in March of this year, like an endangered pelican, reintroduced to its native habitat. The Fox reboot was hailed as a triumph for the industry's hometown, which is suffering through a long slide in production activity. Governor Gavin Newsom bragged that the show was back where it belongs at a cost to the state of $21 billion. Soon, however, producers ran into obstacles. Officials from the county beaches and harbors department and the California Coastal Commission told them they couldn't park their trucks overnight, like fires or driving on sand, where a lifeguard show. Baywatch co-creator Greg Ballman remember saying, "What do you mean we can't drive a truck on the beach?" Now, I'm gonna be real with you. That's a little insane. Like you just gotta close off the beach, because they did drive jeeps onto the sand. Okay, so let's quit being stupid here. Suddenly, the show was at risk of becoming the wrong kind of symbol. This one, a victim of LA's tangle of regulations. No one in power, not Newsom or LA Mayor Karen Bass, wanted to read the headline about Baywatch bailing out Los Angeles. When elected leaders were summoned to the Fox lot to smooth things over, the show had all the leverage. After a while, you have to sit down with the right people and say, "Do you guys want to have the show here or not?" Bowman says. Los Angeles has been the world's entertainment capital for 100 years and still has an unmatched concentration of talent infrastructure. But in an age of globalization with easy international travel and communication, well, I mean, it would be easy if everyone else didn't vote for a racist, sexist bigot, a person that causes division and carries thirsty toxicity energy, like thirsty toxicity and its supporters. We would be all good here. The city is losing its edge. And I love this cover because, as you can see here, this is a postcard, and this person is jumping out of the postcard and leaving Hollywood. Very well done symbolism, Variety. Very well done. Hollywood ending, fewer jobs, less production, and economic crisis that have brought the entertainment industry to the brink. Everything costs more in LA, starting with labor due to the high cost of living and elaborate union agreements. Other states and countries have developed crew bases of their own, are more solicitous of producers' needs, and offer more generous incentives. Producers are also under pressure from the owners to deliver even more spectacular experiences, creating pride. Enterprise often means going overseas. These streaming trends, rather, have been underway for 20 or 30 years, but since the end of the streaming bubble in 2022, America has lost 73,000 production jobs, two-thirds of them in Los Angeles, bringing the issue of foreign competition to a rapid boil. In a chaotic race for LA mayor, the candidates have clashed over who lost Hollywood. At a debate in May, Councilmember Nia Rahman accused Bass of failing to cut red tape. That's what happened in Baywatch. She said the city and the county weren't talking to each other. Spencer Pratt, the reality star of the city last week, bemoaned the sorry state of California's incentive program. Even Massachusetts has better tax credits than Hollywood. The contenders for governor are also bound to show that they can provide the industry with the right package of incentives. Newsom doubled the state's program to $750 million in 2025. Everyone seems to agree it should be more, maybe a lot more, and that should cover the above the line salaries for actors, writers, and producers, including television hosts. Let's not forget them too. In my understanding, California's rebate is one of the least beneficial for anybody who is financing motion pictures and television, says Charles Roven, co-founder of Atlas Entertainment, producer of Oppenheimer and Wonder Woman. It is capped. It has no above the line. But the state can only do so much to compete with the 81 countries that have embraced filming as an economic development tool. The United Kingdom alone spent $2.2 billion on film and TV subsidies in 2024, and national incentives are often stacked on top of local rebates. Give me a moment here, y'all. Hey, two people, welcome in. Glad to have you here. Just talking about some Hollywood stuff. Glad to have you here. California went into this knife fight without a weapon. Now folks are breaking pals, said Xavier Barraca. The Democratic gubernatorial candidate, who is the favorite to succeed Newsom. As she runs for re-election, Bass has been able to walk a fine line between projecting confidence in the city's ability to retain production and lobbying for more federal help for Hollywood. I don't feel like we're going to lose our industry, Bass says, knowing that studios networks are still grappling with the business changes brought by the streaming revolution. This is where the creator economy can help, but y'all are very slow to respond. Okay, all right, moving on. When all that sells, I feel confident we can maintain our industry. Once a pipe dream, the idea of a federal film subsidy now seems like a real possibility. In order to save this industry in America, we need to be competitive with tax credits, says Senator Adam Schiff, the California Democrat who is working on introducing an incentive bill in Congress. We have a lot of influence around the world as a result of American film and TV. We don't want to lose that soft power. Advocates warn that unless the United States responds to foreign subsidies, Hollywood is at risk of becoming Detroit. Oh, not too much on Detroit. Not too much on Detroit. Actually, let me show you the greatness of Detroit. We're going to take this break so I can show you this, and then we'll be back rolling.
I got a question for you. What does this city know about luxury? Huh? What does a town that's been to hell and back know about the finer things in life? Well, I'll tell you, more than most. You see, it's the hottest fires that make the hardest steel. Add hard work and conviction, and the know-how that runs generations deep in every last one of us. That's who we are. That's our story. Now, it's probably not the one you've been reading in papers, the one being written by folks who've never even been here and don't know what we're capable of. Because when it comes to luxury, it's as much about where it's from as who it's for. Now, we're from America, but this isn't New York City, or the Windy City, or Sin City, and we're certainly no one's Emerald City.
This is the Motor City. And this is what we do.
That commercial right there is one of the greatest, not just Super Bowl commercials of all time, but one of the greatest commercials of all time. It took on, Detroit Route took on the fact that while they were struggling, there was still greatness inside that struggle. So not too much on Detroit, not to mention it is the home of Motown. Okay? You know about Motown, you know how Motown impacted the music industry. Moving on. Which the music industry is in Hollywood. Shocker there. Which has bled jobs. I'm sorry, y'all. I have to laugh at it because it's just like, do y'all not know how much like it costs to like put music into films and stuff like that? So like, come on now, like really, come on. Which has bled jobs as all makers pursue lower wage labor and generous incentives in other states and abroad. And we actually did talk about that of Hollywood becoming Detroit. I think it was an article from Hollywood Reporter, if I'm not mistaken. We covered that here on Brandon Lee's Virtual Tour Live. Let's continue on here. This is supposed to be the film capital of the world, said Noel Stefan. I'm a co-founder of the Grassroots campaign. The Grassroots group stay in LA at a rally for Rama's campaign. It should be the cheapest and easiest place to film. In fact, it is the most cumbersome and the most expensive. That cannot continue. If we don't do something quickly, this is going to become the next Detroit. Would y'all quit saying that shit? Good damn. Detroit is not that bad of a damn city. And there's crime everywhere. Okay? Just stop it. Stop it. That's like Chicago. Oprah went to Chicago, and for 25 years, Chicago was okay. Wasn't the best, was the worst, but damn it, Oprah made Chicago some, right? Michael Jordan, so stop that shit. Mike Miller, vice president of the International Alliance of Theatrical Stage Employees, was raised in Cleveland, Ohio. He also sees a parallel of watching the demise of steel and rubber and automotive manufacturing. As I grew up, he says, this is identical in many ways. We have an undeclared trade war that our government is standing by and watching happen. For every show like Baywatch that shoots in Los Angeles, there's another reboot that does. The Rockford Files, the 1970s drama about a hard-boiled LA detective will return to NBC next January. It's still set in LA, but it's filming outside of Atlanta. Little House on the Prairie, another mainstay of the 1970s NBC lineup, was originally filmed in Simi Valley. The version coming to Netflix in July was shot in Winnipeg, Manitoba in Canada. Canada offers a 16% labor cost on top of Manitoba's 30% incentive, though that was only part of the reason to go there. Produced by CBS Studios, Little House on the Prairie also benefits from lower costs, a favorable exchange rate, and available sound stages. Though not an American, Winnipeg was also a benefit creatively with panoramic vistas that resembles the show's Midwest setting. When the Michael Landon version was made, LA was the obvious choice, but it is no longer the default. Bigger screens at home, TV looks more and more like film and has the cost to match. Going abroad can make the difference between the show existing and not. These changes are accelerating. In the 2000s, Scrubs was filmed for 9 years in an abandoned hospital in the San Fernando Valley. The reboot is being made in British Columbia with producers shuttling north to keep tabs on set. It's an absolute creative bummer to me that I'm shooting that show in Vancouver, says creator Bill Lawrence. It was a shock to my system. I wasn't prepared for a show that existed. First and foremost, here to be cost prohibitive here. The economics can be even harder for feature Beetlejuice, released in 1987, was filmed in LA. The 2024 sequel was made in the United Kingdom. The Social Network from 2010, which I believe they're getting ready to make another social network movie, I believe, from 2010, was shot in LA and on location in Boston, Baltimore, and the United Kingdom. Social Reckoning, due out in October, was made in Vancouver. Spaceballs from 1988, shot in LA. Spaceballs 2 was shot in Australia. The studios want you to make everything for less money, says Brian Grazer, whose Imagine Entertainment produced the last sequel. You're forced to go out the country to make it for less money. U.S. states that once poached California's production jobs are now falling behind as well. Georgia, which grew exponentially in the 2010s, is now nearly 50% from its peak in 2022, despite an uncapped incentive that includes above-the-line costs. Endgame was made in Atlanta in 2017, and I believe that was some of it was filmed at Tyler Perry Studios, and some of it was filmed at Tourist Studios, which is owned by the Cathy family, which owns Chick-fil-A, by the way. The new Avengers films are being made in London. If you guys remember, there was a report saying that Marvel was pulling out of the United States and going over to London. The UK, United Kingdom itself, not only covers upfront salaries for actors, writers, directors, and producers for those with a UK partner, but also covers back-end pay, a deal that is almost unique in the world and hard for studios to pass up. I'll call it the gift that keeps on giving. Roman, who shot 2 films in the United Kingdom last year, if the project that you're doing actually starts to make money, that rebate percentage is paid back to the company when they pay profit participants. Independent filmmakers have to watch every penny for them. The math is nearly impossible to ignore. Brady Corbett's 2024 film, Brady Corbett's 2024 drama The Rule is taking place in Pennsylvania, but was filmed in Hungary. His next movie, Origin of the World, is set in California and will be shot in Portugal and South Africa. It's much cheaper making films elsewhere than it is here, says producer David Kaplan, whose company Kaplan Morrison makes Corbett films. To pull off a film that looks like it costs multiple times what it actually does, you have to go somewhere where you can get that financial trade-off. Indie producers can make things more cheaply in the United States if they shoot non-union. Obsession, the breakout horror hit, was filmed in Los Angeles for just $750,000, but with fewer domestic productions overall. IATSE has been working hard to flip the non-union ones with drives up the cost. The films I grew up making for $500,000 or $1 million, the unions are really interested in having those be sanitary projects. Kaplan says IATSE jurisdiction extends only to North America. Part of the reason projects go to Europe, employers also pay much less for healthcare abroad. I love working with unions. They serve a great purpose, says John Haiti, a production finance consultant, but there are rules, minimums, all that stuff. Labor doesn't work that way in other countries. In Europe and the United Kingdom, there's a lot more flexibility. The Grey House, the Prime Video series set during the Civil War, was shot in Romania. If we could have shot in and around where it took place in Richmond, Virginia, anywhere close to the same budget, we would have stayed in America, says producer Lori McCreary, past president of the Production Guild of Producers Guild of America. It was 2/3 or less the cost in Romania. She was required to hire cable pullers and other crew that would have been mandated in the United States. Those are all very good jobs for Americans. I'm not able to provide what I'm shooting from overseas. Curry says, I would much rather put all of these people to work in America. On May 4th, 2025, President 47 threatened to impose a 100% tariff on foreign-made films, likely both illegal and impossible. This idea was nevertheless taken in High West and encouraged inside, at least he recognized the problem. Ships circulated draft legislation that would create a 15% federal credit for labor costs, roughly equivalent to Canada's incentive. The Motion Picture Association put for 20% plus 5% bonuses for filming in a disaster area or enterprise zone. Due to the fires, all of LA County would qualify as in other countries. Federal credit would stack on top of state incentives. Plenty of Democrats are on board, but to get anywhere, the proposal needs bipartisan support. Representative Brian Jack, Republican from suburban Atlanta, is said to be one of the co-sponsors of the bill in the House. Other Republicans appear to be waiting for a thumbs up from the White House. Doesn't this affect like conservative film studios who've been trying to put out conservative films? Like, this would be a good thing for y'all to be a part of, because that means y'all get to keep things in America. Y'all like America first, right? I had a whole damn UFC fight to celebrate America, but yet y'all don't want to sign a bill that would help keep films in America. Got it. Y'all are just as dumb when y'all rejected Barack Obama's free community college for everybody across the country. Y'all are just that dumb. You're also just as dumb for taking away women's rights to their autonomy of their bodies. That's neither here nor there. Let's move on. We've been working very hard to get an affirmative statement out of the president that he's open to Congress looking at a federal incentive, says Scott Carroll, who was working on the issue with John Voight, one of 47's Hollywood ambassadors. He was so damn good, National Treasure. Then he just went to Ish, man. We think that will open up the floodgates, and you'll see a caucus of bipartisan politicians that will come out and support this. 47 has embraced state support for farming, coal mining, and manufacturing, and the U.S. subsidies of other industries as well. But he screwed the farmers as well. Do you research on that? I was not asking for social treatment. Representative Laura Freeman, Democrat Burbank, said at a hearing in March, this is something that's standard in the United States across industries that we have determined that we care about. For now, no bill has been introduced as of June 4th. Schiff says his colleagues are weighing on smoke signals from the White House. Supporters hope that if Democrats take control of Congress, the push for a federal Senate could be a rare area of cooperation. Next year. This is good for the economy, said Zachary Levi, who voted for 47. This is not a handout. We want to be able to lead the world and tell great stories after the president does too. Yeah, if anybody that doesn't look like him, sounds like him, or moves like him, yeah, I think he will gladly welcome that, Zachary Levi. You were on Chuck, which was a great show on NBC, and then you went to Ish voting for the president, bro. My God, today. Federal intervention cannot come fast enough in Los Angeles, where the post-peak era has rippled across the local economy. Crews are out of work. Bizarre white-collar executives and those who work in ancillary businesses. I'm down 50%, said Corey Lavelle, CEO of Sandy Rose 4 in North Hollywood, which provides silk and fresh flowers to film sets. We've had our ups and downs in business, but it's gone on too long. We can't survive. This spring, chef Michael Tripshani announced the closure of Connie and Ted's in West Hollywood. Hello, Ted. Alone from night to night, you find me. James Brown. Where's Ted? Ted Turner, that is. Rest in peace, Ted Turner. One of a wave of restaurants to shut down from the 2023 writers and actors strikes. We had a lot of crew folks that were regulars who simply were not who were not able to afford to dine out the way they used to. Chris Johnny said, filming in LA has become sort of a cause du jour, like freeing Tibet or avoiding fur at this year's TV upfronts in New York. Members afternoon announced that a new show will be filming in LA, winning applause each time. Production pro route tallied 81 film and TV projects in California in the first quarter of 2026, down from the prior year, but still a lot more than anywhere else in the United States of America. Born to film in LA, the regional permanent office Hollywood remains the world's largest production hub, even if it sure doesn't feel like it to the creative community. So Harrison Ford and Lupita Maxwell in Shrinking. Studios will spend what it takes to shoot in Southern California when they are working with A-list stars who demand top talent and extremely skilled crews. The show, as far as the studio, sold to Apple with the understanding that it will only work if it was shot in LA, says James Weaver, president of Suffolk's Point Great Pictures, which produces a series with Lionsgate. I need to watch that. I've heard good things about it. You know what? I may actually watch that this weekend. I've heard very good things about it. Show is really about people yelling, screaming at each other in beautiful places, and said that was an important part of the ethos of the show. Apple knew that when they said they would make it. Shooting in LA means working on an entire production schedule, with the studio snapped a $13 million tax credit for season 2, which eases some of the budget pressure and may help extend its run. Showrunner Lawrence, who is making ABC Scrubs revival for Disney in Vancouver, is also producing 4 shows from Warner Brothers Television in LA. I'm very lucky in that I tried to shoot everything in Los Angeles. Lawrence says, I think it's just really important to maintain this place as the hub of the TV and television industry. Stars like Harrison Ford and Shrinking are captivating, so Matlock can demand that a show be made here, and with state incentives, the math can work. California allots nearly $50 million per season to Lawrence's shows alone. Still, is not as though costs are going down. The current round of union negotiations, studios are hiking their health contributions considerably, making the United States even less competitive with countries that provide national health care. It's very hard to get around that, Miller said. Miller of IATSE argues that labor shouldn't be forced into a global race to the bottom. We can't turn the entertainment industry into a minimum wage job with no benefits just so we could compete with Bulgaria. He says our federal government has to acknowledge that and has to step up. Mullen agrees it's not like our labor here in LA is overpaid. They're fairly paid. He says if cost is the only factor, then every single production will lose something much bigger in the process. Despite higher costs, Hollywood still makes movies and TV shows. Detroit still makes cars, trucks, and SUVs, though with fewer people. It's oversold that the auto industry left Michigan, says James Holtman, director of physical policy at the Mackinac Center for Fiscal Policy. Michigan's the top producing auto state, and it's not especially close either. That's because Michigan decided to keep the auto industry, providing billions of subsidies over the last 25 years. The federal government has stepped in too. Shout out to Obama for bailing out the auto industry, seeing all jobs as vital to the U.S. economy. In that sense, Hollywood isn't becoming Detroit so much as emulating it. Back in the late 1980s, Baywatch was birthed in part from Bowen's personal experience, as working as a Los Angeles County lifeguard. He remains partial to his hometown, but he's also a businessman. Over the years, he has lensed Baywatch-related projects in Hawaii and Georgia. He has considered doing the reboot in Australia or South Africa. Oh my God. Both have the requisite ingredients, beaches, and incentives, and both are cheaper places to shoot. But in the end, he chose LA. You have to really want to shoot in LA. He says it costs more money, but you have to find a way to make it work. This show belongs here. After Bowen's meetings with public officials earlier this year, the show has faced no parking on permanent issues. Actors can drive on the beach without even asking. The show got a 20% discount on state parking fees. I just saw the first cut. He says, I can't imagine having produced an episode of TV this good anywhere else in the world. So there it is. There. Cece says you can keep going in the same political party and wonder why nothing changes or gets better. You better wake up. Ain't truth. So the career economy, I think, definitely can help out with that. You think of unscripted television, and unscripted is a lot cheaper to produce than scripted, I believe, for Empire on Fox. I believe for Empire on Fox, it was about, $3 million per episode? How much did it cost per episode to produce Empire on Fox? Yeah, $3 million. So imagine, I think Empire had like 15 episodes, I think. So let's do 3 million times 15. That's $45 million. Times 20, that's $60 million, right? So there is that there. So I think talk shows, game shows, variety shows, competition shows, watch party shows, Friday Night Live shows. I remember Live PD on A&E was very low cost to produce, right? So you have all of that. And then finally today, now this was a rumor, right? So for those of you who pay attention, we kind of figured out kind of earlier this would be a thing, but they officially confirmed it today. I saw this while I was just chillaxing. From Variety.com, Penskie Media Group acquires Fox Media Brands, creating digital publishing giant. From Variety.com. Here we go. PNC and Fox Media become one. Penskie Media Corporation has acquired the Fox Media digital brands, high-profile news and lifestyle hubs: The Verge, SB Nation, Pop Sugar, The Dodo, Punch, and Thrillist. So I'm going to, forgot Eater, The Verge, SB Nation, Pop Sugar, The Dodo, and Punch and Thrillist. Let me do this here, because I'm going to show you how this is actually a good thing. Yeah. So give me one moment to please. Okay. So just wait for it. Okay, let's continue on here. Okay. The patent makes PMC the world's largest digital publisher, the parent company of Variety, Rolling Stone, Deadline, Billboard, Women's Wear Daily, The Hollywood Report, and many other publishing brands, including Vibe Magazine, which has published its first issue in a long time. So congratulations to Vibe Magazine for sure. Has created a subsidiary, PMX. So Penskie Media Fox, right? To house PMC's publishing portfolio, Ryan Paul, who is the president of Fox Media, will join PMC as the president of PMX Global. Let's see here. The deal follows the sale last month of New York Magazine, Fox.com, and the Fox Media Podcast Network to James Murdoch's system for a reported price tag of more than $300 million. Financial terms of the PMC Fox Media patent weren't disclosed, rather. PMC's acquisition of Fox Media Brands creates a formidable digital content platform spanning entertainment, music, sports technology, fashion, beauty, food, art, and luxury. PMX assets reach hundreds of millions of consumers every month. Its labels produce more than 300 live events per year. The brands continue to operate autonomously under the PMX umbrella, including the newest additions from Fox. PMC was already the largest shareholder in Fox before the acquisition agreement. I'm very proud to welcome this tremendous team and leading brands to Penskie Media, said Jay Penskie, PMC chairman and CEO. We have long admired these unique brands companies. I'm thrilled to welcome Ryan Pauly to PMC. Ryan is a top executive who has demonstrated a clear ability to build lean technology and evolve media businesses, making him exceptionally well positioned to lead PMX's next chapter of growth. PMX will also encompass the Rob Report, On Foreign Sport, Coast Sheet Media, Stylecaster Art News, FNNY, Vibe Magazine, Billboard Music Charts, and Beauty Inc. The Fox transaction brings expanded bundling opportunities. PMC brands, Fox Media's premium ad marketplace concert is part of the transaction, as is Forte, the first party data platform that drives higher market ad sales. Martha will be based in New York and report to Penskie, Craig Perlin, president of PMC. These distinct digital brands bring highly engaged artists with them, complement our existing portfolio, strengthening our content offering, and expand the possibilities of hundreds of live events PMX will produce each year. Perlin said, we believe we are uniquely positioned for the future as the largest publisher of digital media and thrilled to welcome Ryan and his talented team. PMX represents media's strongest portfolio of brands, said, across music, entertainment, food, sports, fashion, beauty, technology, and art. This portfolio influences and creates culture with best-in-class brands, extraordinary authority, and deeply engaged audiences and communities. Paul said, our opportunity now is to steward and grow these brands with continued focus on brand leadership, editorial strength, audience connection, community, live events. I'm grateful to Jay Penskie for his leadership and vision. He has continued to invest deeply in journalism, live events, experiences, and believing in the power of content and enduring value of a kind brand. As a part of the transition to PMX, two PMC veterans have taken on expanded roles. Tom Finn, who is PMC's Executive Vice President of Strategy Operations, has been promoted to Chief Operating Officer of PMX. In addition to his other responsibilities, Ken Del Sar, PMC's Executive Vice President of Finance, has brought on his scope to serve as the Chief Financial Officer of PMX. Lion Tree acted as a financial advisor to Fox Media, and Clifford Chance acted as legal advisor in connection with the transaction. So, what do I think about this? I think it's a huge deal. Let me show you how. The Verge has tech, gadgets, platform, AI, internet culture. Eater, restaurants, dining, culture, culinary journalism, SB, team-based sports blogs, fandom-driven sports coverage, thrill is food, travel experiences, city guides, emotional animal stories, pet content, pop sugar, pop culture, beauty, wellness, and shopping content. Now, when you think of Variety and The Hollywood Reporter and Deadline.com, Pop Sugar can be the lifestyle of entertainment. When you think of the Dodo, right, which is emotional animal stories and viral pet content, think about, for example, Megan Thee Stallion doing a story with the Dodo on her dogs, right? Food, travel, experiences, and city guides. I can definitely see some people at Vibe Magazine team up with Thrill List to do like a black edition of the Thrill List magazine for sure. SB Nation team-based sports blogs and fandom-driven sports coverage. Are you kidding me? When it comes to SB Nation, which that's the origination of Vox Media, right? And when you think about, PMC, right? Think about, for example, Dick Clark Productions. Imagine how they could do an SB Nation award show, because Dick Clark Productions is also a part of PMC, right? And Sports Co. and SB Nation can definitely collaborate. Think about women's sports as well with She Media. That is definitely going to be huge for sure with that as well. Eater, restaurants, dining, and culinary journalism, absolutely. You can definitely imagine like I said, with Nick Clark Productions, a Eater Award show. So the possibilities of collaboration between both of these companies now combining as one is endless. So just wanted to bring that story to you as well. All right, y'all. I'm going to wait until 1 hour and 30 minutes, and then I'm going to cut off my camera here. Definitely want to come on and give my take on the Warner Brothers Discovery Paramount Skydance deal. It is not confirmed as of yet, so the deal can still fall through. I'm praying it falls through. This is a dumbass idea. Even though I gave you my take and everything else is down the third, I still think that this is a dumbass idea. Stupid of the books. So. But anyway, with that being said, it is now 1 hour and 30 minutes. I'm going to turn off my camera now because we done the whole show for an hour. Yes, we have. Good show, good show, good show, good show, good show. Yes, indeedy. Yes, indeedy. Yes, indeedy. Yes, indeedy. Yes, indeedy. Yes, indeedy. Oh, and by the way, when you think about Punch, by the way, there's a lot of celebrities, right, that they are making their own, celebrity alcohol brands like vodka, tequila, gin, and whiskey. So I can definitely see that being a part of Punch as well. So forgot to bring them up as well. So, but yeah, a lot going on. A lot going on and a lot going on. So we're going to take a little break here. Yes, indeed we are. Oh, God. So we're going to take a little bit of a commercial break, and then we'll be back to wrap things up here. I'll give y'all the Daily Mover, and then be back here at 8:30 for when I talk about Alltel. And wait till you see how I'm going to bring Alltel back. Y'all, this is so exciting. And I promise you, if this comes back, I better be brand director. I better be chief brand officer of Alltel if this plan happens in the fashion that I'm going to pitch it tonight. So we'll take a little commercial breaky. We'll be back with more bringing this virtual tour live right after this. We are live on tour. Like, comment, share, subscribe. We'll be back right after this. Roll it.
Untold under moonlit skies. Braylon got the vibe, got the flow for the culture. Yeah, you already know. Turn it up, lean back, feel the breeze. Late night truths drifting through the trees. It's for the culture, by the culture. Braylon's got the soul to show you. The scenes where the magic sits. It's the heartbeat of the now and the then, where the story starts and never ends. Tune in, lean and feel the groove. Every moment, a vibe you can't lose. It's for the culture, by the culture. Braylon's got the soul to show you. Breaking it down, lifting it higher. Feel the rhythm, spark the fire. So clear, the pulse of us, it's all right here. We got soul, we got flavor. Every moment is a savior. Every experience is an overcomer. Turn it up, feel the glow, let the rhythm flow. Spotlight shining, we in the zone. This is the place where the culture's grown. Stories untold, now they're coming alive. Braylon Lee got the vibe tonight. One thing to know and two things for sure. Higher is waiting and lower is available. But either way, we gotta go on tour. It's Braylon Lee's virtual tour, where the culture makes its move. Feel the love, feel the truth. This is us, this is you. From the unknown, the unembraced and more. This show, this brand, and the possibilities of what can be is all here for you. I'm just a kid from the rock, trying to be a rock for people trying to make it best they can to become. Being movers, a creator of power to lift up all of us, not just a selective few. For the culture, by the culture, here we be, Braylon Lee, bringing life to your screen. Feel the soul, feel the truth, we're free, trust and believe. It's entertainment, news done away with. Braylon Lee, spotlight sharp like a diamond shine. We see the stars, but the stories align. Deep in the soul where the heartbeats find. The pulse of the people redefining time. And just a pro tip, people have to earn the right to hear your story, but in addition to that, people have to earn the responsibility to be a part of it. Just because we are not seen by everybody doesn't mean we are not being seen by who needs to see us. Noise equals attention and sound equals purpose. Anybody can be a creator, but it takes a somebody to be an artist.
Beyond this gate, find gardens green and epic worlds to fill your dreams.
There's really no secret about our approach. We keep moving forward.
With the hope that it will be a source of joy and inspiration to all the world.
In Disney's 102-year history, there have been many defining moments and countless achievements. Today, we celebrate another thrilling moment, the creation of a spectacular new Disney theme park resort coming to Abu Dhabi.
Abu Dhabi is a place where heritage meets innovation, a place where we preserve our past while designing the future.
Bringing a Disney theme park resort to Yas Island, Abu Dhabi, marks a historic milestone in our journey as a global family destination.
The 7th Disney theme park resort destination represents a new frontier in theme park ambitions. Our resort in Abu Dhabi will be the most advanced and interactive destination in our entire portfolio. The location of our park is incredibly unique. It's anchored by a beautiful waterfront, which will allow us to tell our stories in completely new ways. Ultimately, this project will be a celebration of what's possible when creativity and progress come together.
What we are creating with Disney in Abu Dhabi is a whole new world of imagination and experience that will inspire generations across the region and the world.
This collaboration represents a powerful fusion of Disney's unmatched legacy in storytelling and Mira's commitment to bringing world-class entertainment to our guests.
Abu Dhabi's vision for the future is to create a legacy for generations to come.
Disneyland Abu Dhabi will be authentically Disney and distinctly Emirati. An oasis of extraordinary Disney entertainment at this crossroads of the world. It will bring to life our timeless characters and stories in many new ways, becoming a source of joy and inspiration for the people of this vast region to enjoy for generations to come.
Caesar. Just look at him. Politician. General. Author. Ruler. Man. Legend has it, he's not only stared into the belly of the beast, he's had it for dinner. Here he's free to relax, or party, or relax, or party, or relax, and party. His is a world of opulence, excess, and the occasional impulse buy. Not one to rest on his laurels, he's famous for ushering in a new age of entertainment. So, for anyone seeking a place where the sun never sets on a good time, all this awaits.
I am Caesar, and I approve this palace.
I'm loving it. McDonald's. I'm loving it. McDonald's. I'm loving it.
I love you right back so much. I had to tell you thrice. Welcome back into Brainley's virtual tour live. Glad to have all you here in the building with me. We are just chillaxing. A great live tonight. Just talking about the potential greatness rather, of Paramount Bros Discovery Media Company. Giving my take on, is there synergy here? It looks like ChatGPT is saying that there can be some synergy, but I do think that this is going to be more of a, do we have brains that can form, do we have brain cells that can form a brain at Paramount, Skydance, and Warner Bros. Discovery to form a brain to be able to know what to do with this portfolio? I think that is the biggest thing. If we don't have that, then it will fall dead on arrival. So just want to keep it a buck. So yes, indeed. So but yes, indeed. So I think we'll end it probably at 1 hour and 46 minutes. And then I'll reach out the Daily Motivator. And then we'll head on out. I know I've been going live over I know I've been going live on Thursdays recently. I don't mean to do that. You know, I mean, I usually am off on Thursdays, but these last couple of Thursdays, there have been something to talk about so good. You know what I mean? So but yes, indeed. So yeah, we're just chillaxing. Almost there, everybody. And it is 1 hour and 46 minutes. Let's get to the Daily Motivator and then head on out of here. Then we'll be back to talk about Alta tonight at 8:30. Cannot wait for that Alta live. That's going to be a good time for sure. All right, y'all, here we go. Time for the Daily Motivator, everybody. Here we go. 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 Give a big enough why people can almost bear anything. How? Frederick Nietzsche. Okay, very interesting words there. Let's get to this right here. It's time for a day motivator for Thursday, June 18th, 2026. Another angle when you're stuck, perplexed, frustrated, or confused about a particular situation. Look at from another angle. Give yourself the benefit of more than one viewpoint. Put your creativity to the practical use. Back away from your most dogged assumptions and take note of what you see. Sometimes the best way to solve a puzzle is to scramble up all the pieces. Sometimes what you already know is preventing you from discovering more. The answer you seek could be hiding in plain sight. By shifting your perspective, you can enable yourself to see it. How would the situation appear to a stray dog or a helicopter pilot flying overhead, or to me? And turn your imagination loose and follow where it takes you to uncover potential value. Look from a new angle, 3 or 4. The more widely you envision, the more you're able to see. Ralph Morrison. So, you know, when it comes to another angle, right? I think this morning's stream showcased how a company like Bose, who usually does just audio products, is getting into entertainment marketing with an in-house studio, right? They saw themselves at another angle. And sometimes when you are trying to see yourself from another angle, if you're putting too much pressure into the details, but you're not looking at it from the creativity standpoint, then you get frustrated. So if you're trying to look for another angle, look at how much you can explore with this angle. That's the first thing I would say. The second thing to do is, is sometimes what you already know is preventing you from discovering more. So if you think you know everything, right, but you're not open to learning, then you already are dead on arrival, right? Everything that we've done here, I know for sure that I have become smarter because of y'all. Y'all have become smarter because of me. I think that channels like ours and Millie Chun and Lovely T and Binge Worthy and many others, I think they are providing a very necessary outlet to get information in our culture from our own people, right? It's one thing for mainstream culture to talk about black people. It's another thing when our own people talk about us. Because we have our own people talk about us, at least they can understand the nuances of what it is to be black. And finally, the third thing I want to say to y'all is this. Turn your imagination loose and follow where it takes you. A lot of times we don't really allow ourselves to be loose in wanting to see what can be. So allow yourself to be loose, allow yourself to explore, and allow yourself to be curious about stuff, y'all. Good Lord. Why are y'all listening to society when society doesn't follow their own damn rules anyway? So with that being said, it's time for the best outro on YouTube. Know what you do and do what you know. Never say one more special because you were always one of us. And trust you may not be where you want to be, but by the end of it, you'll be where you need to be. Do what you were chosen to do. Why is one thing to call yourself? It's not to be chosen. One love, much love, all love. I have spent time with you. You spend time with me. Hopefully by spending time together, rise great together. And I always remember we're doing radio, television, YouTube, living your best life. Or, okay, you are just chillaxing and talking about the future of entertainment. You are seeing that, opportunities are forming. Also, we need to be protective of people trying to close opportunities as well. Make sure the replay is not just for if you watch it, not just for you listen to it, but if you want to experience it again. I love you. I value you. I embrace you all. Always remember, receive love, you gotta give it. Receive love, you gotta give it. Receive love, you gotta give it. Wherever obstacles you have come, where success you have achieved upon this particular day, I'm extremely proud of you. But no one else is proud of you. You're proud of your damn self. And finally, y'all, listen, whether this deal goes through or not, right? I look at it like this. You know how the president is trying to build all these monuments to himself, and we all know if the House, the Senate, and the presidency are all blue, you know how that stuff's going to be torn down. That's the way I look at this. Like, eventually, this catastrophe, this horrific energy, and this waste of a platform will be torn down in due time, right? So don't worry about it. Of course, they're going to try to do what they're going to do, but at the end of the day, what needs to happen is going to happen. Amen. Amen. Commercial break and fireworks coming your way for the day that was, for the day that's come, for the what's all of me, all of us, as a society, as people, as culture. I feel the love. I send it right back to you. I will see you guys here in just a little bit for the All Tell Live, as this is your final tour. Good evening to you, but also good morning, good afternoon to you based on your location. And always remember, commercial break and fireworks coming your way for the day that was, for the day that's coming, for the day that was, for the day that's coming, for the blessings that are on the way for you, me, all of us, as a society, as people, as a culture. I feel the love, and I send it right back to you. Good night, everybody. I love you all. Bye-bye.
I thought I should tell you they've been talking about you. Yeah, they've been talking about you. They've been talking about the fact that they've done everything they could to stop you and everything they could to block you, but you still win. They've been talking about the fact that they have undermined your success and they have tried to sabotage your seasons, but you keep winning. They've been talking about the fact that even though they don't like each other, they get together to try to kill you, but you keep winning. They've been talking about the fact that you were voted least likely to succeed, but like cream, you keep rising to the top. They've been talking about how they tried to burn your world down, but like the phoenix, you rose from the ashes. They've been talking about you. And you know what they say? Oh, she's just lucky. He's just lucky. But no, you ain't lucky. You're anointed. You got something on you. You got favor on you. You got power on you. You were born to win. Now they can call it luck, but it's grace. They can call it luck, but it's favor. But whatever they call it, it doesn't matter, because you know what God calls you? Do you know what God calls you? A winner. I thought I should tell you they've been talking about you. Yeah, they've been talking about you. They've been talking about the fact that They've done everything they could to stop you and everything they could to block you, but you still win. They've been talking about the fact that they have undermined your success and they have tried to sabotage your seasons, but you keep winning. They've been talking about the fact that even though they don't like each other, they get together to try to kill you, but you keep winning. They've been talking about the fact that you were voted least likely to succeed, but like cream, you keep rising to the top. They've been talking about how they tried to burn your world down, but like the phoenix, you rose from the ashes. They've been talking about you, and you know what they say? Oh, she's just lucky. He's just lucky. But no, you ain't lucky. You're anointed. You got something on you. You got favor on you. You got power on you. You were born to win. Now they can call it luck, but it's grace. They can call it luck, but it's favor. But whatever they call it, it doesn't matter, because you know what God calls you? Do you know what God calls you? A winner. I thought I should tell you they've been talking about you. Yeah, they've been talking about you. They've been talking about the fact that they've done everything they could to stop you and everything they could to block you, but you still win. They've been talking about the fact that they have undermined your success and they have tried to sabotage your seasons, but you keep winning. They've been talking about the fact that even though they don't like each other, they get together to try to kill you, but you keep winning. They've been talking about the fact that you were voted least likely to succeed, but like cream, you keep rising to the top. They've been talking about how they tried to burn your world down, but like the phoenix, you rose from the ashes. They've been talking about you, and you know what they say? Oh, she's just lucky. He's just lucky. But no, you ain't lucky. You're anointed. You got something on you. You got favor on you. You got power on you. You were born to win. Now they can call it luck, but it's grace. They can call it luck, but it's favor. But whatever they call it, it doesn't matter, because you know what God calls you? Do you know what God calls you? A winner. I thought I should.
Good evening. My name is Mark Woodbury. I'm the chairman and CEO of Universal Destinations and Experiences. Well, we're finally here. Tomorrow we begin a new chapter at Universal Orlando Resort as we open Epic Universe. We built this place for you. I want to thank you, our fans, for your love of our stories, characters, and immersive experiences that inspired this incredible place. Epic Universe represents over 8 years of meticulous planning, immense creativity, and innovation, combined with unmatched craftsmanship and operational excellence on the part of thousands of people who have brought to life the stories and characters that live beyond each of Epic's portals. But it represents so much more. Your love of Universal and the deep connections we've shared together here in Orlando over the past 30 years inspired us to dream bigger and to push the boundaries to create something extraordinary for you and for generations of fans and families to come. And tomorrow, as we open Epic Universe, I can't wait for you to experience this place for yourself. Now it's your turn to step inside, to lose yourself, and to share this place with the ones you love most. As we open this park, we hope your world becomes a little more epic. Tomorrow, Epic Universe becomes yours.
Are video games getting too expensive? This episode, we want to find some common ground because the CEOs want to raise the price even more.
Not with these broken-ass games.
$5 million. That's how much San Andreas costs to make. Is it their fault for selling or our fault for buying?
Corporations claim all this stuff. Devs say otherwise.
Sports gamers, cozy gamers, whatever you call the people who play Power Wash Simulator.
I think it stings a little bit more because I'm spending my actual money and my mom is not.
Imagine they get rid of all movie theaters and then charge you the same price to watch the same movie at home.
That's like every streaming service. It doesn't have to be the longest of games, but am I having fun with it? This is Lex. I'm Ronell. Let's get right into it.
Prepare for a journey beyond imagination, beyond belief, beyond anything you've experienced before. Universal Epic Universe, a new theme park where you'll step through extraordinary portals to 5 immersive worlds. Prepare for a cosmic voyage of discovery, an isle of fire-breathing excitement, a shadowy world of monsters and mystery, new wonders in the wizarding world, and a new way to play. Plus the splendor of a magnificent resort hotel overlooking the park. It's all new excitement at Universal Orlando Resort. A week's worth of vacation thrills with 4 amazing theme parks, a variety of spectacular themed hotels, and incredible dining and entertainment. It's all at Universal Orlando Resort, where you'll find new adventures every day. Explore the astonishing worlds of Universal Epic Universe at Universal Orlando Resort.
Because here's the thing, a good streamer can find other content. Because here's the thing, a good streamer can find other content. Because here's the thing, a good streamer can find other content. Because here's the thing, a good streamer can find other content. Because here's the thing, a good streamer can find other content.
I've been moving on my own accord, covering Black culture. There is more to life. I heard that, friend. Braylon, shout out to Braylon. Make sure y'all go follow Braylon in case y'all haven't. I love your content. I have been moving on my own accord, covering Black culture. There is more to life. I heard that, friend. Braylon, shout out to Braylon. Make sure y'all go follow Braylon in case y'all haven't. I love your content. I have been moving on my own accord, covering Black culture. There is more to life. I heard that, friend. Braylon, shout out to Braylon. Make sure y'all go follow Braylon in case y'all haven't. I love your content. I have been moving on my own accord, covering Black culture. There is more to life. I heard that, friend. Braylon, shout out to Braylon. Make sure y'all go follow Braylon in case y'all haven't. I love your content.
Child, Braylon been over there doing his thing, minding his GD business, staying out of trouble, trying to get the folks some positive stuff to talk about. Besides lying all the damn time. Child, Braylon been over there doing his thing, minding his GD business, staying out of trouble, trying to get the folks some positive stuff to talk about. Besides lying all the damn time. Child, Braylon been over there doing his thing, minding his GD business, staying out of trouble, trying to get the folks some positive stuff to talk about. Besides lying all the damn time. Child, Braylon been over there doing his thing, minding his GD business, staying out of trouble, trying to get the folks some positive stuff to talk about. Besides lying all the damn time. Child, Braylon been over there doing his thing, minding his GD business, staying out of trouble, trying to get the folks some positive stuff to talk about. Besides lying all the damn time. Child, Braylon been over there doing his thing, minding his GD business, staying out of trouble, trying to get the folks some positive stuff to talk about. Besides lying